Hey guys, it's Chelsea with Austin Underground. I'm sitting here with Corbu. How are y'all?
Good, how are you?
I'm great. Will you introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I'm Jonathan.
Todd.
Amanda.
And what are your roles in Corbu?
I sing and play keys and guitar and make beats.
I also make beats. I play drums and occasionally sing background.
I play lead synth and sample pad and write lyrics and hang out.
Perfect. Hang out. All right, so your debut album, Crayon Soul, where did the title come from?
It came from this idea that when we're all little kids, we're way more open, like I'm talking like 4 or 5 years old. Like we're way more open to things we don't understand. The world doesn't have to make sense in a really playful way. So if there's like a shadow on the wall that looks like a face, you believe that face is real and then you let it go away. And with that openness in that idea that things don't have to make sense, I think that the limitless creative ability that little kids have comes with that. Like little kids write songs all the time and they're actually really good. And they forget how to do that as they get older, because I think as soon as you start having homework and responsibilities like homework, and then you have to pay your rent, you have to sort of dampen that part of yourself that, you know, is that open and that creative. And so Crayon Soul, I realized like later on that the songs were about that struggle to keep that part of yourself and stay open while holding down the fort and existing in the world that we live in. So that's what Crayon Soul means to me, at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do y'all agree on that?
Absolutely.
All right, so you have a very whimsical sound. I found a lot of your songs I really liked. How would you describe your sound, or how do you want your listeners to perceive it?
I mean, I want our listeners to perceive it and however they perceive it. I think the whole idea is for it to become personal, you know, for it to be a soundtrack to whatever's going on in your own head. The real goal is to just have it sort of take you away from those responsibilities for a minute, but in a way that takes you back into yourself and takes you on your own journey, and just whatever it puts into your head is, you know, as long as you're having an enjoyable experience, it's good for us.
All right, and so how long was the process for making this record?
I mean, I think the thing about you have your whole life to make your debut album, that's definitely true, but we focused on it for a couple years and recorded it in a studio. We recorded a lot of it and wrote it at home, and then re-recorded the main stuff with our friend Abe Seaforth in a really great studio that he has, and then we were lucky enough to work with one of our heroes, Dave Fridman, to mix it.
I was going to ask you about that. Are y'all big fans of Tame Impala? And do you find you draw inspiration from those types of bands?
Yeah, very much, very much. Those are like our favorite bands. Oh. So that's why we wanted to work with Dave so bad, because he made those records with those people, and, you know, having that magic around us he was the only person we wanted to work with, so we were incredibly lucky that he said yes.
Oh, you just asked him? You just
call
him up? Hey,
well,
Dave.
I sent him a fan email, or not even an email. I sent him like a fan letter that was like illustrated. I put all this sci-fi artwork that we were like inspired by. I was like, I think this would be really good. I think you'd be really into this. And we didn't hear back for a while, and we just kept pinging him, and eventually we heard back that he actually liked it, and he wanted to work with us.
So I'm noticing a trend in your makeup, or your, it's very kind of sci-fi, I guess you would say. I loved the Battles video, and you came up with a story idea for that. Is that kind of like the colorful, Crayon Soul? Is that kind of like the theme of Crayon Soul, is very just kind of dreamlike and sci-fi?
The sci-fi thing is something we've always been into, and it's where we felt that those particular songs were coming from. And so that's why it really went in that direction. The dream thing is something we've always drawn inspiration from dreams. I think dreams are really important. I think it's your own brain's way of talking to yourself. I think there's a real sort of like a primal truth in dreams. You can't lie to yourself. Everything is just right out there. So I think sincerity is the thing that connects with people, and there's no lying to yourself in a dream. So that's the place I want to create from, and that's the place I want to take from and put that into this world as much as I can.
Have you guys ever looked up your dreams, like what they meant afterwards? Because I've had some pretty scary dreams that were like not typical nightmare, but just like your teeth falling out and all this stuff. Do y'all ever look up what
There's some stuff like like the teeth falling out thing is like a classic like symbol that like you feel like you're not quite in control. I've had that. I think we've all had that stuff, but no, I've looked it up, but I honestly think that you know what your dream means if you think about doesn't that remind me of this? And then you think about just the feeling that comes from it. You know, if you're honest with yourself, you know what it's trying to tell you. And so, yeah, that's how I feel about that.
And I think on your website it said something about how you drew inspiration from lucid dreaming. What's the craziest lucid dream any of you have?
I mean, lucid dreaming, I used to lucid dream a lot more than I do now. I still do occasionally, but I think in a lucid dream, you actually have very little time, because when you're lucid in a dream, it means you're about to wake up, you know, because you're on that threshold.
Yeah.
So you just try to do the craziest stuff you can while it's like you have a timer going, and it's like, I'm gonna fly now. You know, or like it's just like an Inception where she's like, I'm gonna make the landscape bend over and do all that stuff. But it's, I don't know. I've done all those things, but typically when you become lucid in a dream, you only have like about a minute left, so you just try to go nuts and until the timer runs out.
Yeah, really take advantage of it. Yeah. And it's like we've talked about, Jonathan and Amanda both actually have always encouraged me to like discuss my dreams with them too, just because of the importance that it has to all of us. It's a really great thing to do.
And you guys performed yesterday. How was it? How'd it go?
It went really well. It's our first festival experience. It's, you know, in a festival, like there's a lot of bands to get through, so you have to get your stuff up there, and like it's a lot of like run, go, hey everybody, you know. But it worked out really well. The set went great. The people were wonderful, and you know, we had a nice crowd, and it turned out great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, drawing from dreams, I guess, make believe. If you guys could
I don't think dreams are make-believe.
Well, they're not make-believe, but they're an exaggerated reality.
Sure, a symbolic reality.
Symbolic reality. So drawing from that, like acting, if you guys could be in any TV show, like if your life were a TV show, which one would it be and who would you play in that TV show?
Adventure Time. And I guess, I mean, just by default, I would want to be Finn, but...
Great character. I like... not the friend of Princess Bubblegum, Lumpy Space
Lumpy
Princess.
Space Princess.
Would
you be Lumpy Space Princess?
I think I'd be Lumpy Space Princess.
Okay, that's cool.
In that.
I would be Flame Princess, definitely. Yeah.
I could see it. Yes.
In Adventure Time, I'm not really sure. I mean, Jonathan's always told me Finn as well, for
Todd's
certain
actually
reasons.
Todd's more Finn than I am. I don't know who I actually am in the show. Maybe I'm Ice King, I don't know.
Well, in any TV show then.
We've actually gotten really into Stranger Things recently as well. I would be any character at all in that show. You could just write a new one. And, yeah, I'd be anyone. I don't even care.
Would you get stuck in the Upside Down?
Probably.
I'm dressing as 11 for Halloween, so I kind of feel a connection with her. So, but yeah, so those are really great. Do you guys have anything new that you want to add to maybe people who haven't heard of your music before, and something to entice them to listen?
To entice them to listen, I would say, I don't know, I hate talking about the social media thing. It feels really like pluggy. But our Instagram sort of is our visual SoundCloud, just because we make all of our own artwork, and it's really like the portal into everything that we do. So I would say go to our Instagram. Is it Corbu? Yeah. Instagram.com/Corbu, and just sort of like get in, get lost, and look around. And if you like what you see, you should listen to our music. Yeah.
All right, yeah, and you can follow them on Instagram. Twitter, I think, is Corbu as well.
Yeah.
Just follow them, listen to them. And it's Crayon Soul?
Yeah.
Crayon Soul is their newest album. Thank you so much, guys. It was really nice to meet you.